Hey there, it's Just Me Ted 1969 here, 3rd of March 2013, and I'm just going to give everybody a look at my new shelf layout that I've had on the go for the last few weeks, but just having a chance to kind of get things captured on video now. Right now I'm waiting for my computer to restore onto the new hard drive that I had to put into it. The other one died an untimely death. Well, I guess I got 4 years out of it, so it wasn't too bad. So what we're looking at is some shelves that I got at Canadian Tire. I bought 5 of them in the end, and got all my books finally organized, pretty much in a good way. And what we're looking at is the final result here. And we'll kind of break down and look at everything individually. So on the top row, I have some things from my old display case that some of you may remember seeing in my other videos. And there's the Falcon out, and the Trumpet, Battlestar Galactica, Viper launching station. That's kind of a toy. It's not really complete, but the box looks good. And of course, a land speeder. Next we can move in. The figure is called Keylor, I think. He's from Dungeons and Dragons in the 1980s. Can't find the card back anymore, but I think I have it somewhere. And then I just have some fantasy, medieval types of books. Of course, Dragonlance, and lots of stuff by Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman. And then we're looking at the Song of Ice and Fire chronologies and some other books that I've enjoyed. Here I Go in series. Haven't read Inheritance yet, but that's probably going to get started today. Next two shelves we're looking at Star Trek. Soft covers and hard covers, and some coffee table style books. The bottom shelf here is just some miscellaneous stuff, yearbooks from college and high school, and a couple of taller books that wouldn't quite fit. On the back and there is some boat building books, and a book on arts or something, and a Shakespeare complete works, which I'd got last year and always wanted. Here we've just got a Lionel watch that somebody gave me at one point, a turned wood vase, Battlestar Galactica DVD set, and in the back is a TIE interceptor. And these little cars that you see kicking around are just little cheap cars I got at Walmart. I think they'll go good with my toy trains. They're about 1/43 scale. I call this my survival bookshelf. There's a few gold key books from when I was a kid. Just enjoyed having those out to look at because I like the artwork from those days. And then we move into survivalist books, and then some Boy Scout handbooks. And I make jokes that if the zombie apocalypse ever comes and I've got to get out of the apartment quick, I can just reach on this shelf and grab everything I need. And there's even a jackknife that's handy, as well as some salmon flies. And we can maybe zoom in on those if anybody's interested in salmon flies. Never actually done fly fishing myself, but they're quite an interesting thing to tie, and it's quite a big deal here. The next couple of shelves down are all my flying and aviation books, and some of you may not know, I was a pilot in my young years. There's me at the age of 17 here in Moncton at the flying club, learning to fly on Piper Tomahawks. So I've got some flying books on these shelves, and there's a couple of flight sim boxes that I've had from over the years. Some of these go back to the 386 days, and just some pretty cool stuff there. I like keeping a hold of it. Next shelves we're looking at, I guess kind of, I call this row my ancient history shelf, kind of ancient mysteries. You've got Tim Severin books, you've got Uriel's Machine, the Book of Hiram, kind of Quest for Arthur's Britain, and those tie into like Da Vinci Code style mysteries and all these new age-ish kind of books. And then I've got kind of more my philosopher religious shelf with different things on here, Bibles and just other ideas. And then I go up to more non-fictional stuff, some biographies. Thor Heyerdahl probably should be down on that other shelf, but running out of space there. stuff on trains, stuff on bicycles. I went on a big bike reading kick last summer. And then I've got guitar, some old popular science and mechanics, what to make type of things. And of course some Tom Clancy stuff. He used to have a lot more of his books, but they all got given away when I had to move out with the divorce and everything that time. The next few shelves will start up at the top. And again, some folks may remember some of these things from the display case. There's a big Jumbo Machinder dragon figure, some Tonka toys, and we've got the G.I. Joe Adventure Team. There's an air, sea, and land commander there, or adventurer figures, and then there's also, I think, 1 or 2 commanders. If you pull the strings, they still talk. Going on to this shelf, I don't have nearly all my figures on display at this point. I'm trying to figure out a way to get the rest of them out here. So I've just put some of the highlights of my collection in there. This is mostly a Stormtrooper shelf. And got Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. There's a original power droid and a little wind-up robot. And Vincent hiding in the back next to the bust of the Trooper, Clone Trooper and Boba Fett head. Next shelf down, we're looking at a docking bay, which has got a Cylon Viper and a bunch of astromechs. There's that Dukes of Hazzard R2 unit. And more troopers in the back. You can see my sand troopers in there. I finally got a Luke Skywalker pilot figure. He's the Hoth pilot figure, but I figure it's almost the same thing. So he looks good by the X-Wing, which I finally fixed the landing gear on. So that's looking pretty sharp there now as well. There's the Pepsi can with R2-D2 on it. That's from Phantom Menace back around 99. Couple of instances of Darth Vader and Anakin Skywalker around those days. There's a toy train and a truck and another Tonka kind of flatbed thing, and just a few other UFO type of books. I figured we'd kind of lean into it. Here's a Star Wars shelf and my homemade lightsaber, which never did turn out quite as good as I would have liked, but it was the first try, so I was forgiving to myself. Some Star Wars novels, and a Cylon figure. And then as we go down to the bottom, I've got some Da Vinci Code. There's just a few other novels that I've had over the years, some photo albums. And then if we move to the bottom shelf here, got some comic books. I've got hardcover, greatest Joker stories ever told, greatest Batman stories ever told, and Arkham Asylum, and then there's just a bunch of other miscellaneous stuff, trade paperbacks and whatnot. And then I've got a shelf with astronomy books, and I put Luke and 3PO and R2 there, and Marvin the Martian, of course, just appropriate for that type of display. And we're moving up to another shelf here, Battle Over Endor, Toys R Us exclusive packs, and my little Star Wars movie projector. And in the back, I'm not sure if you can see it well, the Star World action figure case, so that's got my original figures in there. And the next shelf up again, just a few more figures, I don't know, random ones I pulled out of the box. Some cool Tonka 70s things. That's just a white piece of gypsum rot from a local area. And then we're looking at the top shelf here. Got Darth Vader and a Commander and a Clone Trooper. And they're in front of an R2-D2, a Jawa. And I've got a couple of other figures in the back. There's a Mace Windu and a Rebel Fleet Trooper, R2-A6, and some Micronauts, Force Commander and Baron Karza. These guys came out before Star Wars, and they're pretty cool. You've got the black and white yin yang kind of contrast here. The white guy here was obviously the good guy, the bad guy was the black colored fella, and I don't know why they were, because in Star Wars, of course, you got your white troopers. I guess they think they're doing good, and they maybe were at first, but then they became servants of the Empire, and debatable and all that, but anyway, let's not go there. And again on the top shelf, some more Tonka toys, and a big shovel, and one last shot of the Adventure Team. And too bad they don't stand as well anymore, but that's what we've got. And finally taking a look at my last shelf. Goldorak figure. The big one and a couple of little ones. Another Mark's train and a stuffed pig. This here shelf all for Tolkien books in the DVD collection. And just a few little knickknacks in front. The next shelf down is all Robotech, Macross stuff. And that's highlighted with my VF1S. The next shelf down is more business and social kind of stuff, and there's some Homes on Homes things, toy trains, books, and finally the bottom shelf is military kind of stuff that I have there and a few other things. So that is my new setup, and I hope you all enjoyed looking at it. And I've just pretty much got this up here so I know what I've got at any given time as well. These are some cool posters I had from a calendar years ago. That kept them. That's Vingolf and challenging Morgoth from the days of the Silmarillion. And here is another nice one of Gandalf comes to Hobbiton. This is pretty popular on the web, and you see it often enough if you do image searches for Tolkien. So, I'll leave that and sign off, and may the Force be with all of you.